In the quiet rhythm of life, there comes a season when the body asks for gentleness and the spirit seeks renewal. After 50, this season becomes more visible not as a burden but as an invitation to slow down, to listen deeply, and to reconnect with the healing energy that has always surrounded us. Within our homes, silent companions wait patiently, offering balance, vitality, and calm. These are not merely plants, they are living sources of harmony, quietly restoring what time may have worn. Consider first the plant that purifies the very breath you take. Its long arching leaves seem simple, yet they carry a quiet strength. As it filters the air, it also reminds you that life continues to cleanse itself moment by moment. Breathing becomes lighter, the mind clearer. In its presence, one learns that healing often begins with something as gentle as clean air. Then there is the plant of resilience, thick-leaved and steady, storing water within as if it understands the importance of preservation. It asks for little, yet gives much. Its message is subtle: conserve your energy, nurture yourself wisely, and endure with grace. In its stillness, it teaches that strength does not always need to be loud. Another plant carries a calming fragrance, its soft leaves releasing peace into the space around it. When the mind grows restless or sleep becomes distant, this quiet healer works through the night, guiding you back to rest. It does not force calm, it invites it like a whisper that says, "You are safe to let go." There is also a plant known for its vibrant green presence, a symbol of steady growth. It thrives even in shaded corners, reminding you that life does not require perfect conditions to flourish. Its energy is grounding, pulling scattered thoughts back into balance. It teaches that even in limitation, there is opportunity for renewal. One plant, often overlooked, carries within it a deep connection to nourishment. Its leaves can soothe, its presence can uplift, and it serves as a gentle bridge between nature and body. It reminds you that healing is not always found in distant places, it can grow quietly on your windowsill. Another stands tall, with broad leaves that seem to embrace the space around it. It transforms a room not through force but through presence. Its lesson is one of confidence and expansion. As it grows, it shows that even later in life one can still reach upward, still expand, still become more. Finally, there is a plant that blooms softly, offering beauty without demand. Its flowers appear like moments of joy, brief, delicate, yet meaningful. It teaches that beauty is not bound by age and that even the smallest bloom can bring light into a room. Just as small moments of gratitude can brighten the heart. Together, these 7 companions form a quiet pharmacy, not of chemicals but of living energy. They do not promise instant transformation, nor do they demand attention. Instead, they offer something deeper: balance, patience, and a return to what is natural. After 50, vitality is not about chasing what was, but nurturing what is. These plants remind you to care for your breath, your rest, your strength, and your peace. They stand silently, yet their presence speaks. Healing does not need to be complicated. It begins with awareness, grows with patience, and flourishes with care. If you allow them, these living beings will not only transform your home, but also guide you inward toward a place where health is not just the absence of illness, but the presence of harmony. After the age of 50, life becomes an opportunity to slow down, reconnect with nature, and restore balance through simple, mindful living. Life after 50 is often described as a season of reflection, a time when the pace of living naturally slows and the mind turns inward. In this stage, there is an invitation to listen more carefully, not only to the world around us, but to the subtle rhythms of our own body and spirit. It is a period that asks for gentleness, patience, and a conscious awareness of what truly sustains us. The years that have passed bring with them a wealth of experience, but they also remind us that our energy, health, and vitality require attention and care. It is in this context that the presence of nature, even in its smallest forms, becomes a profound ally. Houseplants, often underestimated, offer a unique bridge between the external environment and our internal well-being. They embody the simplicity of life, yet carry a deep, nurturing energy that can transform a living space into a sanctuary. By observing and caring for them, we are reminded of our own needs, our need for clean air, quiet reflection, and consistent nurturing. There is a subtle lesson in their growth cycles. That thriving does not require rushing, that healing often comes gradually, and that even modest attention can produce remarkable results. Life after 50 is not about trying to reclaim youth, but about embracing the wisdom of the present moment. It is about understanding that vitality is not solely physical, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual. The energy of a plant, quietly rooted and reaching toward the light, mirrors the way we might approach our own lives: steadily, patiently, with an openness to growth in all its forms. In learning to care for these living companions, we cultivate habits of mindfulness, observation, and responsiveness. We notice the subtle changes in their leaves, their resilience to shifting conditions, and their ability to flourish even in imperfect surroundings. These observations teach us that life after 50 can be rich, balanced, and fulfilling when approached with awareness and respect for natural rhythms. It is a stage that celebrates the interconnectedness of all things, reminding us that our environment deeply influences our health and state of mind. By surrounding ourselves with greenery, we create spaces that breathe life into us, that encourage clarity, calm, and energy. This relationship with nature is not merely aesthetic, it is an essential part of sustaining well-being. Just as a garden thrives through consistent care, so too does the human body and spirit flourish when nurtured with attention and love. In this way, life after 50 becomes not a period of decline, but a season of renewal, a time to cultivate vitality through gentle, mindful practices and to rediscover the profound support that nature, even in the form of humble houseplants, can provide. It is in these quiet, everyday interactions with life around us that we find the strength, balance, and serenity that define true health. Houseplants act as natural healers by purifying air, reducing stress, improving sleep, and creating a calm, supportive environment. Houseplants offer more than decoration, they are silent healers that work in subtle, yet profoundly impactful ways to support our health and well-being. After 50, when the body may feel the effects of decades of activity and stress, these living companions provide a natural source of balance and rejuvenation. One of the most immediate benefits of houseplants is their ability to purify the air. Many common indoor plants absorb toxins, release oxygen, and regulate humidity, creating an environment where breathing becomes easier and more restorative. The simple act of inhaling cleaner air nourishes not only the lungs but also the mind, reducing fatigue, headaches, and feelings of congestion that can accumulate over years of exposure to indoor pollutants. Beyond physical benefits, plants also exert a profound influence on mental and emotional health. Observing the gentle movement of leaves, the unfolding of new growth, or even the slow flowering of a plant can instill a sense of calm and presence. In this stage of life, the mind may be prone to distraction or worry, but the quiet, steady presence of greenery invites reflection and mindfulness. Caregiving itself, watering, pruning, adjusting a plant to sunlight becomes a meditative practice. Each action requires attention, patience, and a gentle touch, fostering a rhythm that encourages focus and serenity. Emotional well-being is further enhanced because plants respond, albeit silently, to care and attention. They thrive when nurtured, teaching us that our consistent, gentle efforts yield tangible, positive results. This creates a subtle yet powerful feedback loop. Tending to a plant improves mood, reduces stress, and fosters a sense of accomplishment, which in turn enhances our overall vitality. Sleep, often disrupted after 50 due to stress, hormonal shifts, or lifestyle factors, is another domain where plants can make a difference. Certain plants, such as lavender or jasmine, release calming scents that help regulate the nervous system, easing the transition into restful sleep. Others, by improving air quality, reduce nighttime congestion and promote deeper breathing, supporting restorative rest. Even the aesthetic presence of greenery, its color, texture, and movement can influence the nervous system by lowering cortisol levels and creating an environment of visual comfort. Moreover, houseplants help establish a connection with the cycles of life, a reminder that growth, adaptation, and change are natural processes. Observing a plant respond to light, water, and care mirrors our own need for attention to basic life forces, nourishment, rest, and connection. In this way, they offer a blueprint for sustaining health in a holistic sense. For someone over 50, this holistic support is invaluable because it addresses not just the physical body but also emotional resilience, mental clarity, and spiritual balance. By integrating houseplants into daily life, one cultivates an environment that fosters renewal, reduces stress, enhances sleep, and strengthens the mind-body connection. In essence, these living companions are not passive decor. They are active participants in the journey toward vitality, subtly guiding us toward habits, awareness, and environments that support long-term health and a serene, energized existence. Each plant symbolizes an important life lesson: resilience, patience, growth, nourishment, and inner peace that supports both physical and emotional well-being. Among the many gifts that houseplants offer, perhaps the most profound is their ability to teach us the art of patience and calm, especially at a stage in life when the mind may be restless and the body more sensitive. After 50, the rhythms of life begin to shift. Sleep may come less easily, stress may linger longer, and the simple act of finding stillness can feel increasingly elusive. In such moments, certain plants serve as gentle guides, inviting the mind to slow down, observe, and breathe. Their presence alone can have a soothing effect, as if the energy contained within their leaves, stems, and roots radiates a quiet sense of ease. Some plants, particularly those that release calming fragrances or exude subtle natural oils, engage our senses in ways that directly influence our nervous system. The scent of their foliage can lower stress hormone levels, promote relaxation, and encourage a sense of security and comfort. This gentle influence reminds us that well-being is not only physical but also deeply intertwined with our emotional and sensory environment. Caring for these plants requires mindfulness, a deliberate attention to their needs, such as the right amount of water, light, and gentle handling. In attending to them, we practice presence, observing small changes in growth or subtle shifts in color, learning to appreciate progress that is slow yet steady. This process mirrors the way we must approach our own health after 50, with patience, consistent care, and an understanding that restoration takes time. Beyond the tangible benefits of fragrance and air purification, these plants also provide psychological comfort. They become companions in solitude, offering a sense of connection to life's continuity. When the mind races or sleep becomes fragmented, turning to a plant for observation, touch, or simple attention offers a grounding effect. The act of noticing its growth or even just sitting quietly near it fosters a meditative state, encouraging the body to release tension and the mind to let go of worries. Moreover, these plants serve as symbols of resilience and adaptation. Despite changes in seasons, light, or care, they often continue to flourish, demonstrating that life persists in balance and harmony even under less than perfect circumstances. Observing this encourages a similar mindset within ourselves, teaching that our own challenges need not diminish our capacity for peace or growth. Over time, the consistent presence of calming houseplants can transform the atmosphere of a home, making it a sanctuary where the senses are nurtured and the spirit is soothed. This creates an environment in which health and vitality are supported not just by diet, exercise, or medical care, but by the subtle influence of living energy that promotes relaxation, emotional balance, and restorative rest. In essence, these plants remind us that healing is often quiet and gentle. They teach that true well-being comes from a combination of mindful attention, consistent care, and the willingness to accept life's rhythms. After 50, embracing this lesson allows us to cultivate not just a healthier body, but a calmer, more harmonious mind and spirit. The simple presence of these calm-inducing plants becomes a daily practice of renewal, offering peace, serenity, and a natural path toward restored energy and vitality. True vitality comes from nurturing daily habits and surroundings, not from quick fixes, and plants gently encourage this consistent care. Among the many lessons that houseplants offer, one of the most valuable is the reminder that growth and renewal are possible even in unexpected or challenging circumstances. Certain plants, with their vibrant green leaves and steady resilience, thrive in corners of a home that may receive limited sunlight, in spaces that seem imperfect or neglected. This quiet adaptability mirrors a fundamental truth of life after 50. Vitality does not require ideal conditions, but rather consistent care, patience, and attention. In a home filled with greenery, one notices how these plants adjust to their environment, stretching toward light, responding to water, and thriving in spaces where one might not have expected life to flourish. Observing this process encourages a shift in perspective, reminding us that even when circumstances are less than perfect, it is possible to grow, heal, and flourish. The grounding energy of these plants affects more than just the visual appeal of a space. Their steady presence creates an environment that supports mental clarity and emotional balance. When life feels rushed, stressful, or overwhelming, the quiet persistence of a thriving plant offers a subtle, stabilizing influence. Its growth is slow and deliberate, encouraging us to embrace patience and to recognize that progress, whether in health, relationships, or personal growth, often unfolds gradually. Beyond this, the act of caring for such plants reinforces routines that nurture well-being. Watering, adjusting placement for better light, and tending to leaves or soil may seem small, but these daily or weekly rituals cultivate mindfulness and consistency, two qualities that become increasingly valuable after 50. They provide a gentle structure that aligns our habits with the natural rhythms of life, fostering a sense of accomplishment and care for oneself that extends beyond the plant itself. Additionally, these resilient plants serve as visual reminders of the interconnectedness of life. Just as a plant depends on light, water, and soil to thrive, so too does the human body rely on proper nourishment, rest, and attention. Observing the plant's ability to flourish in less than perfect conditions can inspire confidence that one's own body and mind are capable of adaptation and recovery, even after decades of living. Their energy is grounding, it stabilizes scattered thoughts and creates a sense of harmony within the home. The presence of greenery also encourages creativity and mental flexibility, as our eyes and minds are naturally drawn to living, organic forms. This can stimulate problem-solving, inspire new ideas, and offer relief from mental fatigue. Ultimately, the lesson of these plants is clear. Life is resilient and growth is always possible when nurtured with care, even in unexpected spaces. For someone over 50, this insight is empowering. It reminds us that we can cultivate health, vitality, and emotional balance not through perfection or external pressures, but through consistent, mindful attention to the conditions that support our well-being. By embracing the energy and lessons of these adaptable, thriving plants, we learn to create environments both within and around ourselves that encourage growth, restore balance, and foster a renewed sense of vitality. In this way, the presence of resilient greenery becomes more than decorative, it becomes a living teacher, guiding us toward patience, mindfulness, and a deeper understanding of our capacity to flourish at any stage of life. A home filled with living greenery becomes a green pharmacy, promoting harmony, clarity, and a deeper connection between body, mind, and nature among the many treasures that houseplants offer. One of the most delicate yet profound is the gift of beauty without demand. Certain plants bloom softly, producing flowers that are brief, fragile, and fleeting. Yet their presence can transform a room and uplift the spirit in ways that go beyond the visual. After 50, life often becomes a balance between responsibilities, health considerations, and the quiet longing for moments of joy. These blooming plants provide such moments naturally, offering subtle reminders that beauty, happiness, and vitality are always within reach, even in small doses. Their flowers, appearing at their own pace, teach a vital lesson. Life's most meaningful experiences are rarely forced. Just as a bloom cannot be rushed, the body and mind also require patience and gentleness to thrive. Observing these flowers encourages an awareness of the present moment, inviting one to pause, notice, and appreciate the small wonders that daily life can offer. In doing so, a sense of gratitude arises, and with gratitude comes a quiet strengthening of emotional resilience and inner peace. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, blooming plants influence the energy of a living space in subtle yet powerful ways. The soft colors, delicate shapes, and gentle presence of flowers create an atmosphere of lightness and ease, counteracting stress, tension, and the heaviness that can accumulate over years of work and activity. Their blooms remind us that vitality is not merely physical, it is also emotional and spiritual. The presence of a flower can uplift the heart, encourage positive moods, and foster a sense of hope, even in moments when life feels constrained or challenging. Caring for blooming plants also nurtures mindfulness and attentiveness. Flowers require consistent attention, the right amount of water, light, and occasional pruning, creating small daily rituals that connect us to life's rhythms. These practices, simple as they may seem, reinforce habits that promote overall well-being, patience, consistency, and gentle self-care. Moreover, flowers often encourage reflection on the transient nature of life. Each bloom has its season, reminding us that time is precious and that joy can be found in fleeting moments. This understanding fosters a deeper appreciation for everyday experiences, relationships, and personal health. For those over 50, such reflections are particularly valuable, offering perspective and a sense of balance that strengthens both body and mind. The gentle beauty of blooming houseplants can also inspire creativity and a renewed sense of purpose. Their presence stimulates the senses and encourages exploration of color, texture, and arrangement, which can invigorate the spirit and promote mental flexibility. In this way, flowers do more than decorate a room, they cultivate a living environment that nurtures vitality, emotional equilibrium, and a harmonious connection with the natural world. Ultimately, these blooming companions teach that life after 50 is not about holding on to youth or chasing fleeting ideals, but about embracing the small, beautiful moments that offer nourishment for the heart and soul. By inviting flowers into our homes and lives, we create spaces filled with gentle inspiration, subtle joy, and a constant reminder that vitality can flourish through mindfulness, care, and the quiet presence of natural beauty. These plants bloom not for recognition but for the simple act of living, and in doing so they offer one of life's most profound lessons. Even the smallest, quietest moments can bring profound joy and renewal.